food consumption, the kind of food I like, I'm a local man. I always prefer swallow. Pounded yam.
With what kind of soup?
With any kind of soup.
Okay.
But preferably draw soup.
Would you say you have any international or local football team that you support?
I always like to support our own local teams. If you see Nigerian fans, football fans especially, they talk about Arsenal, they talk about Man U, Liverpool. What of our own? I was a great supporter of Mighty Jet of Joss.
Now, sir, let's look at your stay as governor. You've told us a lot of things, but what really caught me is the fact that during your first term as governor, which was although very brief, less than 22 months, like you said earlier, you established the Kogi State Polytechnic, and then when you came back as governor, in 1999, you started the Kogi State University. Now, your interest in education, where did it come from?
There is nothing that is greater than sound education. And if you think that education, people say it's expensive. If you think education is expensive,
Try ignorance.
try the alternative, which is illiteracy. That is the most expensive thing in this world. I knew the topography, the environment is totally underdeveloped, and I was out to take my people out of the squalor, out of that quagmire. The first thing I made available is education. So that's what I did in the first outing. In the second outing, the first outing let me be more explicit. Span between the year of 1992-93, because of the abrupt manner that the lifespan of that administration was truncated by the military incursion. In 1999, when I was voted in again, I made sure that first problem had been solved. That's the Polytechnic. I built the university. I could remember when I conceived the idea of building a university, I also conceived the idea of building Adoja and cement.
Yeah.
I also conceived the idea of building a 5-star hotel because it is very expensive to advertise one's poverty. Nigerians have no business to cohabit with poverty. But what is basically wrong with us is self-aggrandizement and mismanagement of limited resources available. So I had this point in mind, but some senior citizens of the state, after they have started saying Audu is a very difficult man, is very arrogant. If you want to see Audu, you must crawl on your knees. If at all you are lucky to be granted audience, if he's seated on a chair, everybody will be on the floor. I mean, isn't that ridiculous? And people who allow negativity to control their side, they subscribe to such negative things. So I said, well, the next thing is to establish university. And these people, these 3 projects are all senior citizens. Senators, they bought pages of newspaper that I'm deceiving the masses, the electorates in Kogi State, that the resources in Kogi State cannot sustain establishment of a university, 5-star hotel, and Adoja and cement. And I read the papers, paid us back. I said, these people, they don't know the kind of person they have. I said, it's me that is managing the funds. I know their accruals, I know their outgoings. No matter how difficult the situation is, I will start the 3 projects. And I did start the 3 projects. And thank God they were all going concern. They all were very successful. They took off, and up to today they are still in existence. I'm a money manager. That's the thing that I was trained to do. And I did that for 25 years. And my belief is that it's more difficult to manage money than to make money.
To make it.
To manage money is more difficult than to make it. And you must get your priority right. But many people do not want that. They don't care about that. They want to put the money in their pocket and share the rest to others in order to appease them, to reduce criticism and all that kind of thing.
Okay, now let's talk about, you've talked about, all the travails in and out of office. Now, why, seeing that, these people, like you mentioned, have, constantly tried to stifle all your efforts, why indeed do you still want to serve the Kogi people?
Because I wanted to prove a point. The way I was read out of the office was very, very crude and completely unacceptable to any civilized society. Bringing soldiers and air enforcement to kill, maim, and torture, and stuff boxes, ballot boxes, and declare result in their favor. I said, well, this is not the kind of democracy I bargained with, politics I bargained for. However, I decided to step aside. But the next thing they did to me is they are very fidgety. They feel very fidgety about the title of prince. Because they feel by that I'm dwarfing them. And I said, well, if you are worried about the title of prince, you can call yourself king, if that is your problem. So, I had a serious running battle. After I left office, they removed my younger brother, who was then a traditional ruler, a paramount chief. They removed him, dethroned him, debeaded him, cancelled the district so that I not be called prince. When I read this out, I found it very funny. It is not because of my brother being a king
that makes you a prince.
That makes me a prince. It is because my great grandfather
was a king.
They were all traditional rulers. That's what made me a prince. If you remove my brother, dethrone him, I still have the title. Well, they are very shallow in their reasoning faculty. So, they did not stop there. I was taken to ICPC, as I told you before. From ICPC cleared me after a thorough investigation. They took me to EFCC. EFCC handcuffed me more than 4 times. I could remember. I met the late General Adoja. And he told me when he was the president, the way I was treated by the anti-graft organization or establishment was most unfair. Because of that, he has now said nobody should be handcuffed, except when a prima facie case is established against him for corruption. 4 times I was arrested and handcuffed. I was taken to 4 different courts in Adoja, the state capital. When they were not satisfied, they got me to the courts in Federal Capital Territory. And the matters, I said, they still there. They did not stop there. I was taken to Code of Conduct, then Code of Conduct Tribunal. Then they set up Professor Ayuapana in the villa to try me. And I said, what's my business with a panel in the villa? Because I didn't work for federal government. I went to court said that cannot hold water. Then they wrote white paper banning me from politics for 10 years and freezing all my assets. And I went to court said, bunkum. They did not stop there. There were 3 attempts on my life. And the security agents were properly intimated on this incident. The last one was at the entrance to the university I founded. I went there for an event that I was asked to officiate as a special guest of honor. At the entrance to the stadium, they opened fire on my vehicle. God was on my side, that I used an armored vehicle. So I survived that. They did not stop there. On the day of election, they were doing this to kill my interest in politics and break my spirit totally. But I refused. I still contested. I said, nobody can harass me out of politics. All what they are doing has no effect as far as I'm concerned. You can't break my spirit. And rather,
it makes you stronger.
It makes me stronger and fortified me. I know what happened. to Mandela. I know what happened to Awolowo. I know what happened to our former head of state, President Obasanjo, and many other politicians, including Saddam and this. So with that, it's nothing strange. But posterity will exonerate. And this is why I decide that I will not give up until when God says, yes, it's over. But for somebody to tell me it's over when I'm still alive, hale and heavy, and I feel that he has no right to dictate my destiny, only God. You can delay destiny, but you cannot
upturn it.
Cannot change it.